Anyway, went off to this Jewish camp where we were connected to Jewish enrichment along with the regular camping activities and such, and met a bunkmate whose name was Freema Schoolman. And Freema and I became friends, I think, with the stupid open question of how'd you get a name like Freema? I didn't know till later that her father was the director of this camp, and Freema was a popular Hebrew name in Israel.
Okay.
Incidentally, that was how my daughter got her name Ilana, because I wanted a Hebrew name that didn't sound stupid with Italian, and Ilana mainly worked.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so at the end of the year, Freema said, you and I enjoy the services. I said, yes. I think you'd enjoy it at our synagogue. Why don't you meet me there? So I said, sure, and used the bus to go from East Side Crosstown to the other side of the Central Park, and met Freema at the SAJ, which was the synagogue the Mordechai Kaplan and Ira Eisenstein were leading, which was not called Reconstructionist. There was no movement. There was a thought. It was a seeking. It was a seeking, S-E-E-K-I-N-G,
Okay.
of what made sense, what did we, but what thrilled me, because I had gone into synagogue sometimes with my grandfather in a very traditional synagogue.
A conservative synagogue or Orthodox?
I don't know. I guess I would call conservative. I don't know. Conservadox.
Conservadox.
I don't know. I mean, but here were men and women, people of any age, if the children wanted to be in, fine. Usually they recommended that when sermon time came, children go outside or in the lobby and play, because it wasn't geared to children, but no one was throwing you in or out.
Mm-hmm.
And so that the music was just such great. And again, the choral group was open to members, and the quality of the music, it was music of a quality that I had never heard before. In many ways, this movement became one of my openings to the world of the arts, because quite often we go to meet my friends at services.
Mm-hmm.
We eat at someone's home that was near the synagogue. The synagogue was at 15 West 86th Street, called Society for the Advancement of Judaism, a crazy name for a synagogue. And then we'd usually walk down Central Park West, because all of the art galleries were on 57th Street. And here was I, whose parents had never been involved in any of this, going to see all this wonderful art. And then the big discussion, when we had seen several, was, are we stopping in for a malted, a hamburger, and then the ultimate, are we going to walk back or pay for a bus ride home?
So you were going down there mostly for the arts and museums?
Well, I mean, I enjoyed the services,
Mm-hmm.
but it was this kind of, as I said, the movement to me in my joining was an extended family. It was a service where the Hebrew I was learning and could follow. And the other exciting thing was the cantors. Hebrew was just so clear and understandable. He was an Israeli of a Yemenite family, and his choral work, it was not fancy, it was a effective thing that the congregation could lead and be part of. And part of the exciting thing that was within the first 2 years that I was there, came in one day, and lo and behold, the prayer book, instead of being the usual bound book, was a notebook And they said that they were going to try different forms of prayers and different things, and then talk about it, because they were then going to publish a new edition of a prayer book, which was the first series of prayer books put out by the Reconstructionist group.
Mm.
And the first one came out in 1945. I'm jumping all over, but that doesn't
No, that's
matter.
okay. But basically, so you were in at the
Yeah.
groundwork of
And
this new
but
prayer
what I
book.
loved was this was a congregation exploring together. There wasn't and I remember Mordecai Kaplan always saying halakha, Jewish law, should be a guide but not a veto in what American Jews do.
Hmm.
And you had to know enough to know how to use it as a guide, but it should not be a veto in what you do or why you do it.